Once you know the thermostat fits nicely, you can take it back out, and now we're going to cut the cable to attach the thermostat to the light, so that the light will be heat operated and will switch off when it goes over the optimum temperature. So the first thing to do to this cable is strip back the white layer, say about a few inches, maybe an inch, and to expose the blue and the brown wire. So do that. Okay, now in order to prepare the cable to fit onto the thermostat pins, you need to strip back about 2 inches of this white rubber. You can use a Stanley knife or a stripper, whatever you want. Just make sure you don't damage the cables inside. Next, you need to strip some of the rubber off from the brown and blue cable. Do about an inch, like this, and then twist the cable inside the copper cable nice and tidy, so that it's ready to be wrapped on. Now you need to push the copper cable through the holes in the metal slots on the thermostat, and bring it back around and then twist it around itself. And then we're going to cover this copper so you don't get electrocuted. You can use some plastic tape to insulate the contacts. Make sure you cover every single metal part that you can see. The copper wire, the metal contacts right up to the edges, because you don't want to get electrocuted. I put about 3 layers just to be safe, and I've used this gaffer tape. You can use electric tape. Next, you want to work out approximately how much cable you're going to need to leave on the thermostat. And we actually want it to connect to the bulb inside the box, so somewhere here. That way there'll only be one cable leading out of the incubator to the wall socket. So hold your incubator in, hold your thermostat in its place, roughly where it's going to be, and then work out round about where you're going to cut the cables. See about here, and mark it there. And then once you've measured how much cable you're going to need, add a bit extra, leave a bit of excess, and then cut it, and then strip it back just like you did on the other side. And open up the copper wires and then twist them nice and tidy. Next, once you've prepared the thermostat with the cable, we're going to mark on the bulb cable whereabouts we want the thermostat to connect. So I'll leave a bit of excess cable in there, push a little bit of the cable down, just so you've got a bit extra in case, and then mark it about here-ish. Now you want to cut the cable where you've made the mark, but you don't actually want to cut right through the cable. You want to cut only one of the cables passing through. So there'll be 2 cables inside this wire. What you want to do is you want to cut halfway through and cut open one of the cables so that the thermostat cables can connect to it, and leave the other cable inside intact. I've actually taken the bulb out of the incubator to work on it. I find it easier. You can do that. Once you manage to get that cable open and sticking out, you can cut it. Once you've cut the wire, you need to pull it apart until you've got about 1.5 inches of cable sticking out on both sides. And then you need to strip about 2 centimeters on both blue cables. Once you've stripped the wires and twisted them, you need to make loops on them. So you're going to loop them round on themselves and then twist them into place. And then the wires from the thermostat are going to loop through them. Now they're bent into loops. I didn't actually strip enough cable to be able to twist them. I'm just going to leave that. If you want, you can strip more cable and twist them so the loops will hold firmly. Next, you want to slip these through those loops. You might need to strip some more cable off this, some of this white cable off the thermostat cabling in order to reach both of these loops. So just work out how much you're going to need to strip. I'm going to take off about 2 inches, I think. So once you've connected the cables, you can twist them onto each other nice and tightly, and then you want to put a little bit of tape on both to insulate them. It only needs to be a little bit because we're going to tuck them back into the white cable, and then we're now insulated. Now just tuck them back into the white rubber tubing, and then we're going to tape that up. Cables are now sealed. Just check to make sure there's no open contacts anywhere, and then you can fit the light bulb back into the incubator. Once the bulb is back into the incubator, you're going to have to get the thermostat back through the lid. And the problem is, because I didn't actually pull the cable through the hole before connecting it, it won't fit through. So the only other option now, luckily, is to remove this metal circle, this metal plate, and then push the incubator through from underneath and then screw it back up. Thermostat, you've managed to get the thermostat through the lid. You can put the plate back on. Before you do put the plate back on, you might just want to put a little piece of tape there just to make it look a bit more tidy and prevent anybody from putting their fingers anywhere near the metal contacts, even though they are insulated. On the bottom side as well, there's actually some contacts on the bottom of the thermostat. I don't know if they'll give out any current or not, but just insulate them just in case. And if you want to tidy this gap up that was here from the cutting, you can do that with a bit of tape as well. Make it nice and small. Next, you need to make the incubator fan. All you need for this is a CPU fan and an old Nokia charger, and you simply use the same technique that we used to connect the wires before. You just strip them back, connect the cables, twist them together, and then put some insulation tape over them, and that's your fan sorted.